Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am reflecting on March and planning for April. I'll be tracking everything through Notion for more long-term planning, setting up my bullet journal for more day-to-day short-term planning, reviewing my Google Calendar colors to make it a little bit more springy, and then also updating my monthly budget to make it a little bit more aesthetic. I'm ready for a fresh start, so let's go ahead and jump into this month's planning session. My monthly plan with me videos have unexpectedly become one of my favorite videos that I make each month, and there is quite a bit more prep involved than some of my other content, but I do really enjoy the moment of being present and reflecting on the past and then looking at the future, and I do think that it holds me accountable to reach my own goals. I am going to quickly talk about each of my planning tools in case you're new here or you're looking to upgrade your planning methods. I start with Notion, and I specifically use Notion for more long-term planning, so that's like monthly or yearly planning. And Notion can be a little bit hard to set up, but I've done that work for you. I do not pay for Notion. I use the free version. I have a link in my description down below where you can duplicate it and get started on your own or plan with me. Just make sure to hit the duplicate tab in the right-hand corner. Next, I have my bullet journal, and this is for more day-to-day short-term planning. And for me, this really scratches that itch of writing things down. I have my Google Calendar, and I share our Google Calendars with each other, so it's an easy way for us to kind of see what's going on in each other's days. And then lastly, my Google Sheets budget tracker, which is to track my budget. And I am anticipating April to be a hard month, and I'll talk about why that is later, but I want to go into April with a theme. And so my theme is going to be self-care and putting myself first. Now that we're 3 months into the year, I think that it's a good place to start to look back at my yearly goals, and we can dive into March reflection. It's been a while since I revisited this, but I broke it down into personal, health and fitness, and then career. Consistently practice self-care with daily bullet journaling, movement, walks, reading, alone time, etc. And my goal was to create a morning and evening routine that I look forward to, works for my schedule, and my timeline was end of Q1, and I have done that. However, now that we're getting into spring, I'm finding that I need to almost redo some of my routines. And so I'm gonna keep this for now, and I'm actually gonna update it to Q2. That would be June. I'll do June. Okay, and then I have quality time unplugged with myself, with friends, with Luke, with Kiwi, etc. I think that I've done a good job of this too. I'm gonna click off one of these. Luke and I are very consistent about creating monthly date nights. And I also think that Celine and I are pretty good at consistently seeing each other. I keep that for now and tick that off. We're really good at that. I think I'm still figuring out my routines with myself and then also with Kiwi. I think the time change has kind of messed Kiwi up a little bit. I think she's a little confused. Read at least 12 books a month. I'll revisit this later on at the end of the year, but I am reading quite a bit, so that's good. Less screen time, oof, we are not there yet. We're looking at June, and reach 200 YouTube subscribers, 100 by July and another 100 by December. I'm getting really close to 200. And it is before July. So once I hit that number, I'm going to update this goal, but we're not quite there yet. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment, whatever it may be to bring up my engagement. I would very much appreciate that. All right, and then plan YouTube content a few weeks in advance or a month in advance. I'm actually doing a pretty good job of this, but I'm not ready to check it off yet. I have come a long way in terms of planning content, so I'll take that as a small victory. And then create an editing routine. I think that this has also kind of changed a little bit. Now that the time change has adjusted, I think it's also kind of adjusted my editing routine as well. So I'm just gonna leave that for now and just see where that takes me. I find that when it's really nice outside, it's easy to want to be outside after work and do things after work, which is normally when I'm editing. So I think I'm still figuring out with the time change. Health and fitness intuitive eating, focusing on foods that make me feel good. I have done quite a bit of work there, and you know, it's always going to be a work in progress, but I have cut out sugar quite a bit and I'm feeling really good about that. And so I'm just going to leave that for now, but we've been making progress. Same with the hydration. I am feeling good about that. I'm feeling much more hydrated than I normally have been. My Lean with Lily workouts 4 to 5 times a week. I'm checking this one off. I'm so consistent with those. I almost put this down as like an easy victory. So let's keep going. Run a 10K. I have not ran at all, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. The weather still hasn't been consistently nice here, and I know that that's not an excuse, but to me, I don't want to run outside unless if it's like nice outside. Career, I want to get comfortable in my new role at work. Listen, that is not happening. There's too many changes at work. There's too many layoffs happening. For now, the goal is just get through each day. So we'll revisit that when all the rolling layoffs are complete. Next is set clear boundaries with work and new team. I keep this for now, but I'm actually going to update it to end of Q2 because it sounds like I'm going to be on another new team soon. And then more intentions, talk to my mom once a week. I'm really consistent at that. Spend less and save more. I think I've been pretty hardcore about my budget tracking this year. And then make my house a home. Luke and I are definitely still in the process of doing some small home updates. So that is my yearly goals, and I'm feeling really good about that. And let's take a look at my March goals and see how we did last month. All right, March goals. I actually think March was a pretty good month for me. So for personal, I really wanted to finish 2 books in my Neapolitan series, and I'm filming this a little bit early, so I think that by the time I'm done with March, I will have finished this top one here, but I'm not done with it yet. So I'm just gonna leave it for now, and these 2 will be likely ticked off in April. Get a friend, dinner, game night on the books. I wasn't able to land a time with like all my friends and all of our partners just because life has been lifing, but I was able to get like some fun friend things on the calendar for April, and so that's really what I was trying to do. And then do one thing outside of my comfort zone. I actually think that I did like 2 things outside of my comfort zone. The first one was that I took a Sunday off, like fully off, and I was a video ahead, and so there was this really nice Sunday a week ago, and I was like, you know what? I want to take today off. I usually do all my filming on Sundays. It's hard when you have a 9 to 5. And so I enjoyed the day and it was lovely. And that was very much outside of what I would normally do. Something else that I did was I went to a local event, and I ended up meeting a networking contact there where we worked at the same department at my company. It was amazing. Like, I came home from that event and talking to this person and this person's family and just feeling so fulfilled and so glad that I went. That was like the most outside of my comfort zone thing that I did this month. And planned YouTube content for April. I have done that. Establish an after work winter routine. I can finally check that off. I did that. And fitness and health, consistently take my daily vitamins. I've been much better about that lately, and I think there's something about typing it out, writing it down, where it just like sticks in your brain a little bit easier. So I'm super proud of that. And then career, I had build current relationship with leader. And look, I'm a senior administrative assistant, and so building that relationship with your leader, having that trust with them, that takes so much time. So this is gonna be one where it's probably gonna be there for a long time. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. Like, mostly with my career right now, I'm just trying to keep my job. I'm just trying to go day by day. I really wanted to buy a dresser for our bedroom. We're still slowly updating in a cost-efficient way our apartment. We finally bought that dresser. And then just a little thought dump to describe this month. I had a lot of quality time with really good company. My heart felt so full. it was definitely a hard work month yet again, lots of uncertainty, lots of stability, and then memorable moments. I saw my mom in early March, and I celebrated my, I think, 2-year friendiversary with Celine. I met that networking contact. I saw my college girlfriend Caroline, and then I FaceTimed my college girlfriend Corinne, and going to a Thorns game this afternoon, which is kind of also outside of my comfort zone, but I'm excited to go to that. I got a haircut yesterday, which was on the list of things that I needed to do this month in March. Sunday refresh video hit over 1,000 views. That's my first video to hit over 1,000, so that was exciting. And then I had slowly kind of told some of my friends this month about my channel, and if you're someone who has a YouTube channel, you know how vulnerable that can be. So just like a tiny victory from myself that I am very proud of. What did I learn? I think I'm still thinking that through. Filming this on the 24th, so I have time. The thing that I definitely want to improve on is I need to be a lot more strict with my social media intake. When I'm getting that urge to like go on Instagram or whatever social media it may be, I really want to start asking myself, like, why? What is the reason that I need to go on that? And just be a little bit harsher with that. This is one of my favorite categories. I'm gonna go into books, TV, and film first. And this month I'm still reading it, but I need to add it here. Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay. This is also by Elena Ferrante. TBD score. I am still deep in this series, and I can't rate books when I haven't completed the whole series, and then I can like go back and like individually rate them. So that's kind of where we're at. I still haven't finished this show on Netflix. I'm kind of bad at finishing shows. I just watched one day on a whim, so maybe this month I'll finish it. Go back into favorites, and this is Flower Bloom. Put March because I don't remember the day. But I went there with Celine to celebrate our friendiversary, and it was so cute in there. If you're from Portland, you've probably seen lots of videos on it. It's like very Instagram aesthetic, but their pastries are pretty good. Like, I'm still thinking about the cookie pastry that I had there, and that was a couple weeks ago. So if you're in Portland, check out this local business. I mentioned that this is going to be a self-care month, so some of these things are going to tie into that theme. But first is finish those next 2 books in the Neapolitan series. I have one right here, and I believe that I'll finish this by March, but I'm just gonna leave it here for now. And then lastly, finish the 4th book in the series, the final book. That will be a big victory just because I haven't read a series since probably high school. Less time on social media, specifically Instagram and Twitter. Yes, I need to kind of strategize my plan for that, but that is a big priority to me. And I think that that also ties into self-care, where when I'm not on social media, my mental health is much better. Plan YouTube content for May. That's a given. We're always doing that each month. And then journal at least once a week. I find that journaling is a really cathartic process for me, but it's not something that I'm really consistent in. And just knowing that this will be a tough month, I think it makes sense to make sure that I have that on my to-do list. Fitness and health. I want to try to do one run this month, and I don't care how long it is. I just want it to be one run and go from there. And then career, I'm keeping building relationship with current leader. And then I have been wanting to set up a meeting with one of the product managers. It's like a professional development meeting. I want to learn more about what they do. So that's on my list. And then other is taxes. In these 2 categories, I think that's where this month is going to be hard. So taxes, we all know tax season is a rough time. With career, I know that there's going to be some rolling layoffs that are hitting in April. And even if it doesn't affect my job, it's still going to impact my work in some way or another. I think regardless, it's gonna be a tough month because of those 2 things. I want to make sure that some of my goals are taking care of myself. And I feel really good about all of these. I think that all of these contribute in some way or another to a positive mental health outcome. Next, I want to quickly update one of my Google Calendar colors in particular. I love Google Calendar. I love having it be colorful and aesthetic and nice to look at. I really want to update my reminders color over here, this dark purple. I'm getting a little tired of it. I like it, but I want it to be a little bit more bright just because spring is here. The way that we're gonna do that is we're gonna go to Pinterest and I'm gonna look up hex codes Google Calendar. And you'll see a bunch of different hex codes here, and you really just, pick what works for you, what colors you gravitate towards. You also don't have to go to Pinterest. You can easily type this in on Google, and I am interested in this color down here, and I've already written down what it is. So I'm just gonna go back here. I'm gonna copy this and go over here and see how this looks. Oh, I really like that. Okay, so I like it. I think that I was missing a blue on here. I have a red. I could have gone orange, but since I have two warm tones, I kind of wanted two cool tones. This is my updated Google Calendar. I'm really happy with the way that it looks. Next, I want to get into a aesthetic monthly budget. In the past, they've kind of looked like this, and I don't want that this time around. I want something that isn't so scary to update. The way that I got this was that I went and clicked on New, and then Google Sheets, click on the arrow from a template, and then you'll see monthly budget template, and you'll click that, and you'll basically put all your information into it. So it'll look something like this, and I'm just gonna clean it up really quick. Use this template for so long that I'm just simply getting rid of the things that I do not use. And so I think that that will make it a little bit easier for me to go through it. I want to make this a little bit nicer. I did a lot of research and it was a lot harder to do this than I thought, but I'll make it easy for you so that you don't have to dig. In order to update these colors, specifically just these bars right here, you have to go to this little guy here. And all you want to look at is just this. And so I already have my colors picked out. I want this top one to be blue. So I am just going to copy and paste my hex color. So I just press enter and there's my blue. So I'm gonna do that here as well. And you can do it either in this bar or in this bar. I'm just gonna do it up here. There we go. And then my bottom color, I want to be a kind of like a pale yellow. I wanna keep going with my spring theme. Oops. There's my pale yellow. It looks kind of goldy. I want to update these colors too. And the way to do that, I'm going to go up here to this icon and you're going to go to conditional formatting, and this is going to pull on the side, and you're going to go down here and then you're going to select your color. So I selected this gray color. I want it to just be really pale. That's not pale enough for me. So let's go back here, and I'm honestly fine just using their colors, so maybe I'll try that one. All right, that's more what I'm looking for. Sometimes you kind of have to click out and click back in. It can be a little bit temperamental. And then just because I have this space, I'm going to expand, oops, it's column C. I'm gonna expand this a bit so I can like fully see it. And I really don't need these, so I can delete those if I want to. But for now, like, I'm happy with the way that this looks. I can always come back in and change some of these colors around, but it doesn't look how it did. And that's mostly what I'm looking for. And then I'm gonna go to transactions and I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna change this to be, oops, I don't think that's right. That color. Change it to be this color. I'm gonna delete this first row, and there you have it. And I want to also preface this screen. While this might look like my budget, it never stays this way. So don't beat yourself down by seeing somebody else's budget. Like, I've done that before, but I want to say it's not going to look like this. Like, at the end of the month, this is more just a guide so that I know what's upcoming. For example, I know that I have to get my taxes done. I can't always save money. It doesn't always work that way. So be kind to yourself here. It's never gonna look exactly like this. This is more of just a really rough guide. That is going to conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video gives you a jump start to planning your month or gives you some ideas on what to think about when planning for April. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a good month, and I will see you again soon.